Welcome the timeless forgotten mystery. A quiet place where stories drift like the night breeze across still waters. Here, history does not rush, nor is it harsh or heavy. It is soft, gentle, and calm, like a lullaby whispered by the stars. If you enjoy these peaceful journeys into the past, stories that soothe as they unfold, please consider subscribing and leaving a gentle like. It truly helps us share more calming journeys with you. Now, let your body settle into comfort. Perhaps you are wrapped in a blanket, your body growing heavier, your arms resting at your sides. Your breathing becomes quiet and steady. Take a deep, slow breath in, and a long, gentle breath out. Feel the cool air drift in through your nose and flow out warm and quiet. With each breath, the weight of the day slips away, like grains of sand falling through an hourglass. Breathe in, and breathe out. Now let your mind wander. Imagine the desert at night. The horizon glows with the last colors of sunset, fading from golden orange to soft lavender until the sky becomes a deep, endless blue. Above, stars bloom one by one, tiny lanterns scattered across the heavens. The air is still, yet not empty. You hear the whisper of wind moving across dunes, the soft rustle of palm leaves along the banks of a great river, the Nile. Ancient and eternal, its waters glisten under the rising moon, silver ripples spreading across its surface. For thousands of years, this river has carried life through the desert. It has witnessed empires rise and fall, reflected the faces of countless pharaohs. And tonight, it carries us into the story of one of the most unforgettable of them all, Cleopatra. She has lived in memory for more than 2,000 years, remembered for her beauty, her brilliance, and her courage. But beyond the legend, she was also a ruler, a mother, a dreamer, a woman who stood at the very edge of history. The last pharaoh of Egypt. Tonight, we drift into her world. We will walk the marble streets of Alexandria, sail the Nile's waters, stand beneath towering temples of the gods, and follow her journey through love, loss, power, and mystery. So let us begin. Let the night carry us back to the Egypt into which Cleopatra was born. By the time Cleopatra entered the world in 69 BCE, Egypt was already ancient. Its pyramids had stood for 2,000 years, its temples had echoed with prayers for generations, its gods worshipped by millions. But Cleopatra's Egypt was not that of the pyramid builders. It was ruled by the Ptolemies, a dynasty descended from Greek conquerors. 3 centuries earlier, Alexander the Great swept across the world. When his empire fractured, Egypt fell to Ptolemy, one of his generals. Ever since, Ptolemaic pharaohs ruled from the city Alexander himself had founded, Alexandria. Alexandria glittered on the Mediterranean. Picture its marble streets, the salty harbor breeze, the murmur of many tongues, Greek, Egyptian, Hebrew, Latin. Merchants called out their wares. Sailors unloaded spices from Arabia, silks from India, papyrus from the Nile. Wonders filled the city, the towering Pharos lighthouse, one of the 7 wonders of the world, its fire guiding ships safely each night. And the great library of Alexandria, home to hundreds of thousands of scrolls, astronomy, poetry, medicine, mathematics, knowledge gathered from across the world. Imagine its endless halls, shelves upon shelves of papyrus, scribes copying texts by lamplight. Any ship entering Alexandria's harbor was said to surrender its books to be copied. Every voyage brought new wisdom, and the library grew like a living mind. This was the world Cleopatra entered, a world of knowledge and beauty, but also of tension. For though the Ptolemies wore Egyptian crowns, they were Greeks, and many ruled distant from their people. Rome's shadow also stretched wider each year, its armies powerful, its influence growing. Egypt remained rich, but no longer unchallenged. Still, the Nile endured. Each year it flooded, leaving fertile soil for wheat and barley. Villages thrived, children played by its banks, priests lit incense in temples, fishermen cast their nets. Marketplaces filled with the scent of figs, bread, and honey. Families gathered beneath starlit skies, musicians played, stories were told by firelight. Beneath the silver heavens stretched the endless desert. Into this land of beauty and uncertainty, Cleopatra was born. Her palace in Alexandria was vast, its walls opening to the sea, its halls lined with tapestries and statues, courtyards blooming with roses, jasmine, and olive trees. Yet she was not idle. Unlike her ancestors, Cleopatra immersed herself in her people's language and traditions. She mastered 9 languages, studied philosophy, mathematics, medicine, and astronomy. She walked the endless halls of the great library with wonder in her eyes, tracing scrolls with curious fingers, perhaps dreaming of writing her own. She identified deeply with the goddess Isis, protector and mother, and in time would be worshipped as her living form. Even as a girl, Cleopatra was observant, sharp, and aware of the whispers in the palace. She studied not only books, but people, their expressions, their silences, their secrets. It was clear she was destined for more than the idle life of a princess. She was destined to rule. When her father, Ptolemy XII, died, Cleopatra was just 18. She became queen, but custom forced her to share the throne with her younger brother, a boy manipulated by scheming advisors. Betrayal filled the marble halls. Eventually she was exiled, driven into the desert. But in exile she did not despair. She waited, listened to the wind across the dunes, and knew destiny had not finished with her. Her chance came with the arrival of Julius Caesar. According to legend, Cleopatra had herself smuggled into his chambers wrapped in a carpet. Whether true or not, the tale reveals her boldness. Caesar was captivated. Their alliance restored her to the throne and soon became both political and personal. Together they ruled, sailed the Nile by moonlight, dined in golden halls. From their union came a son, Caesarion, and Cleopatra dreamed of a dynasty uniting Egypt and Rome. But fate was cruel. Caesar was assassinated in Rome, and the dream shattered. Later, she met Mark Antony, Caesar's loyal general. When she sailed to meet him in a golden barge with purple sails and silver oars, he was spellbound. Their bond was passionate and deep. They feasted, hunted, lived as lovers and rulers. They had 3 children together. But Rome grew suspicious. Octavian, the future Augustus, painted them as dangerous, and war followed. Cleopatra's Egypt flourished even then. Fields rich with crops, markets alive, festivals glowing with lanterns and music. She walked barefoot into temples, offering prayers to Isis, ruling not as a distant monarch but as a queen beloved by her people. Alexandria glittered at night, its lighthouse guiding ships, its library whispering with knowledge. But all flames fade. Antony's defeat at Actium sealed their fate. Surrounded in Alexandria, Cleopatra prepared for her end. Antony, misled by false news of her death, fell upon his sword and died in her arms. Soon after, Cleopatra too chose death. Whether by the bite of an asp or poison, no one knows. Her tomb has never been found, hidden still beneath Egypt's sands. Yet her story has never died. 4 centuries poets, artists, and dreamers have spoken her name. She became more than a queen, she became a legend. And now, as we close this journey, let us return once more to the Nile. Picture it at twilight. The river glimmers with the fading sun, palm trees swaying, the desert stretching endlessly beneath a star-filled sky. Cleopatra's Egypt may be gone, but the Nile still flows, the stars still shine, and her story drifts onward like a song carried by the night. So rest now. Let her story fade into dreams, and may your night be as peaceful as the Nile beneath the moon. Thank you for listening, and may tomorrow bring new wonders. If you would like to hear more calming journeys into history, please subscribe so we may continue to dream together.